Hey guys, Peyton Snaback here again, and yes, I'm finally back after probably 2 months with a DVD and Blu-ray update. The last 2 months has just been crazy. Mom being in the hospital, and then I was in the hospital last week due to pancreatitis, and I'm actually feeling 95% better now. But over this 2 months, I got 9 movies I've watched, so still not many, but you know what, we got some good ones here. So basically, 8 Blu-rays and 1 DVD. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So I'm way behind when it comes to reviewing new releases. I'm way behind. Um, so these first two ones are new releases. Like this one, I got months ago. This is one I actually saw in theaters, and honestly, I actually really like this one. I can't figure out why this one has gotten bad reviews, because it was actually, I actually thought it had a great twist to it, to me, in my opinion. But it was the Blumhouse movie called Imaginary here on Blu-ray. And this movie right here is basically about this woman and I think it's her husband or fiance. It's basically this woman, her and her family moved back. They moved back to her childhood home. And when she was little, she kind of like experienced like imaginary friend related kind of like stuff. And I think it's her stepdaughter. Yeah, her stepdaughter has fallen in love with this teddy bear. And this teddy bear, that the stepdaughter is playing with, is something really off when it comes to this bear. The bear's like basically talking to the little girl, telling her to do stuff, and there's just something really off about this bear. That doesn't seem right to this woman's character. That's mainly all it is. But I actually really liked it. I did not see anything wrong with this one. I don't know why it's getting so many bad reviews. Same thing with another movie that came out about a month ago, The Watchers, which was actually directed by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, is getting bad reviews. I can't figure out why, because to me, that actually felt like an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, with that movie, I think, like his daughter could probably take on his legacy in the future. But here, it has on here, though, audio commentary, a making of, and a bunch of, making ofs and everything. That's basically it. But that is Imaginary here on Blu-ray, which has been out on Blu-ray for quite a while. So, again, like I said, I'm very, way behind on stuff. This one is another new release. This one came out months ago as well. It's crazy, though, that I bought this for the first time on Blu-ray, and when I opened it, the disc was all broken. So I bought a second one. They wouldn't let me return that first one, but I bought a second one, and it worked fine. So I was gonna be so aggravated, if this second one I bought was the same thing. So, and the movie wasn't it's not as good as the original one anyway, but still, it's cool to have just because you had the original. But it's, the new Mean Girls, or the semi-remake, basically. But of course, with this version, it's basically, it's a musical. And, the girl right here, the girl that's playing, Lindsay Lohan's character, I don't remember what her real name is offhand. But to me, she honestly kind of looked like a young Megan Martin. Megan Martin also, she was actually in Mean Girls 2. I think that was a TV movie that came out from, I think used to be called ABC Family, now it's Freeform. But of course, it's basically just the same thing, if you've seen the original, you've seen this. It's just, a musical version of it. The new girl going to this high school, and she goes into this, becomes part of this clique who has the Mean Girls kind of club. It's funny too that what's her name? Tina Fey was also played the same character in the original. Same thing with the principal. I think Tim Meadows was also played the principal again. And Lindsay Lohan makes a cameo appearance in this too. I don't want to say where, but she does make a cameo appearance in this one. But overall, though, I mean, it's definitely worth watching. It's definitely not the best, but it's worth watching now. The next one here I got, this is actually a burn on demand, so the only way you can get the DVD you can actually get in stores, but the Blu-ray you have to get through Amazon or moviezing.com. But it was a Good Burger 2 here on Blu-ray. And I have to say though, I actually watched this when it first came out on Paramount Plus. I really love this one. I loved it just as much as the first one. But it's basically, it's kind of like, Keenan and Kel, reuniting. And, Keenan's character, has his job that's kind of like failing. And basically he's getting help from Kel, staying with him. And it's basically what happens with, like, it's them reuniting and, working back at the Good Burger again. And you meet all these newer characters. It was such a great movie. I really enjoyed this one. Mainly about this guy who wants to sell Good Burger. I just really liked it, Feature-wise, I mean, you get some bloopers, you get behind the scenes, you get a Q&A with the new cast, members of the new movie. Yeah, but very great one. I really enjoyed this one a lot. The next one here I got, this one's been out for a few years, but I never actually had the chance to watch it up until now. This is from the Warner Archive collection. It is called Drop Dead Gorgeous here on Blu-ray. It's basically like a horror comedy. It's made into like a documentary. I think it's called mockumentary. Basically, it's basically about this pageant that's going on. And the young girls are getting killed off one by one by someone. It's basically what it is. But it has on here, there's no features on here, but Kirstie Alley was in this movie, Denise Richards, Kirsten Dunst. Who else was in this one? That's pretty much it. That's all meaning the known ones, but such a great movie right here, called Drop Dead Gorgeous. Not perfect, but it's definitely like a movie you don't really hear many people talk about though. Alright, these next two ones I got standalone copies of these ones. I had it in a double pack, but before I got these ones, I was trying to watch. I was in the mood to watching the original, and the original one was kind of like skipping, so I ended up getting another copy. So I just got standalone copies of them, but it's the original and the remakes of I Spit on Your Grave. This is the original and the I Spit on Your Grave remake. Of course, the original, if you guys haven't seen it, the original one was sorry about that technical difficulty. But anyway, if you haven't seen the original one, it's mainly this this young lady who stays at this cabin who's writing this book, and while she's there, she ends up getting raped by these guys, and basically they leave her for dead, and she ends up surviving it, of course. It's basically her getting her revenge on them, like getting back at them. But very, very good movie. I know some people had mixed opinions when it came to the original. I've always liked it. I never had a problem with it. But it's got some features, audio commentaries, TV spots, trailer spots, radio spots. I think originally it was called Day of the Woman. And of course they made a direct sequel to this one a few years back, which it was kind of cool though too. It was the director who directed this one came back like years later and came out with the sequel to this. Mir Zarchi, I think that's how you say his name. I was actually looking at his filmography, and the new one, and the remakes. Those were the only movies he's done. I think he produced the remakes. But that was basically it. But yeah, we got the original and the remake. I actually thought was just as good. And of course, it's the same. It's the same story, this is a woman going to a cabin, and, she gets, attacked by these men, and then she gets back at them. But of course, the revenge scenes are way different than from the original movie. I mean, there are some, kind of like references here and there when it comes for the original movie. Overall, I thought this one was just as good, And that is the remake here on Blu-ray. The next one here I am so surprised because I can't I'm just very surprised when it comes to this one. I've never heard of this movie up until when Blu-ray.com announced it was coming out the Blu-ray. So I just can't believe I never heard of it. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. This is also from the Warner Archive collection. It's a movie that stars what's his name, Jerry O'Connell. It's a movie called Joe's Apartment here on Blu-ray, and it's basically him, in this apartment. And inside this apartment, it's these talking cockroaches that like to sing, and basically, the cockroaches are kind of like ruining Jerry O'Connell's character's life, basically. So that's technically what it is. This was actually, I think, one of the earlier MTV movies from back in the day as well. And this one was hilarious. I really enjoyed this one. For feature-wise, I think you get some cartoons and the original trailer. That's pretty much it. But yeah, Joe's Apartment on Blu-ray. The next one here, I have not gotten a chance to see the new one yet. I'm going to try to on Friday. Of course, I would have last week, but then, pancreatitis happened. So I'm going to see it on Friday. But, of course, the Twister here on Blu, the original Twister. I mean, everyone's seen this movie. I mean, of course, this is that slipcover that has, it's the glow-in-the-dark. Which, the glow-in-the-dark slipcovers, when it comes to these ones, these Walmart exclusive kind of slipcovers, they don't really work that much. So, I'll most likely throw this away. I'll probably regret it, but you know what? It doesn't really work as much. It kind of fades out. I had another one that had one of these slipcovers as well, the Tremors. I had that for 2 years now because I still have not yet watched it. And I think the glow in the dark part faded out by now. Of course, everyone's seen this one. It's basically a tornado comes into the town and all this crazy shenanigans happens. But yep, we got a Twister. And the last one here. This is probably one of the reasons why the update took long, because I actually was just having fun watching. I always love watching the show. And of course, it's CSI, not Miami, it's CSI Crime Scene Investigation. The original series, which was this is actually the complete 5th season here on DVD. Of course, it's one of those ones that's in those big cases. Everyone, knows the show, these murders happen, and, it's kind of like, the team kind of like solving them, and, you get some pretty crazy episodes on this one. That is Season 5 of CSI here on DVD. But that is it for this DVD and Blu-ray update. Again, I am so sorry this took so long. I know, 2 months. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.